There are currently more than 25 million Americans, a majority of whom are over the age of 60, who are struggling with cataracts. In fact, by the age of 75, the probability of developing them increases to a 50% chance, and by the age of 80, this jumps to over 70%. These statistics are not simply unfortunate. They point to a widespread health crisis. Cataracts do more than just make your vision blurry. They slowly take away your independence. Have you noticed that you've stopped driving? Do you find yourself squinting at labels? Are you avoiding going out after dark because the world doesn't seem as safe as it used to? Are you starting to depend on others for things you've always done for yourself? This isn't just a natural part of getting older. It's a loss of control. Do you remember when you used to drive at night with confidence, but now headlights blur into a blinding glare? Did you once enjoy reading bedtime stories to your grandchildren? But now the words on the page look like dancing shadows. Do you ever look into your loved one's eyes, and instead of seeing their clear expression, you see a confusing fog? If any of this sounds familiar, I want you to know you are not alone. But here's an important fact that most people don't realize: this doesn't happen all at once, and it's not a condition you have to live with forever. The damage accumulates slowly, particularly at night, when your eyes are supposed to be healing. If you are not getting the right nutrients while you sleep, your body can't repair the lens, retina, or optic nerve. Instead of healing, your eyes continue to age day after day, night after night. But I have some good news for you. There are specific, simple, and natural foods likely already in your kitchen that can help protect and even repair your eyes while you sleep. Today, I'm going to reveal the 4 most effective foods you can eat before bed to naturally combat cataracts. If this is your first time here, please subscribe so you don't miss out on what's next. Your eyes deserve better nights and clearer mornings. Allow me to share Harold's story. At 73, Harold, a retired Army mechanic, always prided himself on his independence. But for months, he had been avoiding driving after dark. He told me, "I feel like I'm piloting a car through a thick fog. Headlights just smear across the windshield even when the glass is perfectly clean." This type of night blindness is far from rare. In fact, it is often one of the first indicators of cataract formation, especially the kind that affects central vision. The eye's lens becomes less flexible and clear, making it difficult for your eyes to adjust to light changes like they once did. But here's the crucial detail that many people miss: your eyes don't just decline because of age. They deteriorate because they are lacking in essential nutrients, most notably vitamin A. This is where carrots come in. Carrots are one of the richest natural sources of beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. This vitamin is absolutely vital for producing a protein called rhodopsin. Rhodopsin is what your eyes need to see in low light. Without sufficient amounts, your eyes simply cannot adapt to darkness, no matter how healthy the rest of you is. But it's not just about eating carrots. It's about when you eat them. When Harold and I first spoke, he was eating a decent diet during the day, but his dinner was often just toast, or maybe some crackers and cheese. It was lacking the specific nutrients his eyes desperately needed. So we made one simple adjustment. He began including a small serving of cooked carrots with his dinner, sometimes roasted, other times blended into a soup. Within just 2 weeks, he noticed a difference. "I can read the numbers on the dashboard again, even in low light," he told me. By the end of the month, he was confidently driving to his daughter's house for evening visits. This demonstrates the power of targeted nighttime nutrition. When you provide your body with what it needs before bed, it uses those nutrients during its natural overnight repair process as your retina, optic nerve, and macula heal from the day's exposure to light and oxidative stress. Carrots offer an additional benefit. They are rich in antioxidants that help reduce inflammation around the eyes. When inflammation decreases, your lenses can stay clearer for a longer period. If you're thinking, "I already eat carrots sometimes," I'd encourage you to ask yourself a more specific question. Are you eating them consistently? Are they a regular part of your evening routine? Because that's when your eyes need them most. Tonight, instead of skipping your vegetables or grabbing a bag of chips, consider adding a half cup of steamed or roasted carrots to your dinner. Not only will you sleep better knowing you're doing something beneficial for your eyes, but you might also start waking up to a clearer world. and this is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll explore a creamy, comforting food that feels like a dessert, but acts like a protective shield for your vision. There is something profoundly comforting about sweet potatoes. The warmth, the soft texture, the way they feel like a hug from the inside out. But for your eyes, they offer far more than just comfort. One of my patients, Mrs. Landry, who is 68, started noticing halos around lights at night. She stopped driving to her evening book club because the glare from street lamps made her feel nervous and disoriented. She had never needed glasses before, but suddenly even watching television after dinner became a challenge. We reviewed her diet. She drank plenty of coffee, had toast in the morning, a quick sandwich for lunch, and at night, she usually ate nothing more than a few crackers or a bowl of cereal. So I asked her to try something simple. I suggested she incorporate a small baked sweet potato into her evening meal 3 times a week. She was skeptical, asking, "That's it?" But here's why it's so important. Sweet potatoes are packed with beta-carotene, just like carrots, but they also provide other key nutrients. They contain vitamin C and E, and perhaps most importantly for aging eyes, lutein and zeaxanthin. These 2 potent antioxidants are found in high concentrations in the retina, particularly in the macula, which is responsible for your sharp central vision. According to a 2019 study published in the Nutrients Journal, a higher dietary intake of lutein and zeaxanthin is directly linked to a reduced risk of age-related cataracts and macular degeneration. These nutrients help to filter out damaging high-energy light waves and combat oxidative stress, especially at night, when your eyes are working to repair themselves. What makes sweet potatoes so special is that they are rich in complex carbohydrates and slow-digesting fibers, which help stabilize your blood sugar levels throughout the night. This leads to better nutrient absorption, a more stable insulin response, and reduced inflammation, all of which support healthy vision during your body's nightly repair cycle. Mrs. Landry called me after just 3 weeks. "I'm still not driving," she said, "but I'm back to reading at night. I finished an entire chapter yesterday without needing my magnifying glass." This may not sound like a medical miracle, but to her it felt like she had reclaimed a part of her life. When consumed at night rather than just any time, sweet potatoes become a form of vision therapy. They are gentle on the digestive system, full of eye protective compounds, and most importantly, they work while you sleep. So if you're someone who often skips dinner or opts for something processed and salty, try swapping it out for a small baked sweet potato just twice a week. You can even mash it with a bit of olive oil or sprinkle on some cinnamon. This shows that protecting your eyes doesn't always require surgery or a supplement. Sometimes it starts with something as simple as what you put on your plate before bed. Next, we'll talk about a leafy green that is even more powerful than most people realize, especially for keeping the retina young and strong. Your retina is one of the most delicate tissues in your entire body. It's only about 0.5 millimeter thick, yet it's responsible for converting light into the images you see. When this tissue begins to deteriorate from oxidative stress, poor circulation, or nutrient deficiencies, your world slowly starts to dim. Have you noticed that colors seem to be fading? Do you find that your vision doesn't return to normal after staring at a screen or a bright light? Does reading a menu in a dimly lit restaurant or watching television in a softly lit room become a challenge? This isn't just a sign of aging, it's the beginning of retinal decline. The good news is that your retina is also one of the most responsive organs in your body if you give it the right fuel. And one of the best sources of that fuel is spinach. I know spinach might not sound exciting, but its power comes from what it contains. It's packed with lutein, zeaxanthin, folate, magnesium, and a plant pigment called chlorophyll, which has strong anti-inflammatory properties. Lutein and zeaxanthin are often referred to as the macular pigments because they literally form part of the protective layer in the macula, the part of your retina that's responsible for sharp central vision. These nutrients absorb blue light and neutralize free radicals and reduce light-induced damage, especially during your overnight repair cycle. When you eat spinach before bed, lightly cooked or blended into a soup, these compounds begin working within a few hours. While you sleep, your eyes can finally do the deep repair they've been waiting for all day. In fact, a 2020 study published in Clinical Nutrition found that individuals who consumed more leafy greens, particularly spinach, had a 28% lower risk of developing age-related macular degeneration compared to those who rarely ate them. This isn't just about preventing disease, it's about maintaining the sharpness, contrast, and clarity of your vision for as long as possible. I will never forget Clarice, a patient who was struggling to watch her favorite black and white movies. She told me the screen just looked washed out. After we adjusted her dinners to include sautéed spinach 3 nights a week, she called me a month later and said, "It's like someone cleaned the lens. I can actually see the shadows and shapes again." It wasn't a dramatic or instant change, but it was a real one. And to her, it meant everything. Spinach doesn't have to be complicated. A small handful wilted in a pan with olive oil and garlic is all it takes. When eaten regularly in the evening, it helps protect one of the most vulnerable parts of your body, the very tissue that lets you see the people and places you love most. Next, we will discuss a food that is often completely overlooked, even though it's likely in your fridge right now and may be the most underrated eyesight saver of all. They are in almost every fridge in America. They don't come with fancy labels or bold health claims. But when it comes to protecting your eyesight, especially from cataracts, eggs may be one of the most powerful tools you're not using. Most people think of eggs as a breakfast food, whether scrambled, fried, or boiled, maybe served on toast or in an omelet. But few people realize what's actually inside that golden center. The yolk, which is often avoided due to outdated fears about cholesterol, is where the real magic is. It's packed with lutein, zeaxanthin, and zinc, 3 of the most crucial nutrients your eyes need as they age. Zinc in particular plays a critical role in transporting vitamin A from the liver to the retina, where it's used to produce melanin, a protective pigment for the eyes. Without enough zinc, your body can't properly use other eye-protecting nutrients, no matter how much of them you're getting. Why should you eat eggs at night? Because just like the other foods we've discussed, when you eat matters almost as much as what you eat. During sleep, your eyes undergo a nightly repair cycle. They shed damaged cells, rebuild photoreceptors, and restore the delicate proteins that make up the lens and cornea. By providing your body with the building blocks it needs before bed, you're giving your eyes the best possible chance to heal from the oxidative damage they've endured throughout the day. Eggs are also rich in healthy fats, which help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, all of which are important for eye health. And unlike raw vegetables, which can be difficult to digest at night, eggs are gentle on the stomach and can be prepared in just a few minutes. One large egg contains about 0.3 milligaules of lutein and zeaxanthin. While that might sound like a small amount, these nutrients are highly bioavailable in eggs, meaning your body can absorb and use them more effectively than from many vegetables. I recall Robert, a 76-year-old former music teacher, who came to see me after being told his cataracts were progressing faster than expected. He wasn't ready for surgery, either emotionally or financially, and he wanted to try everything he could to slow it down. We reviewed his diet. He had been avoiding eggs for years because of outdated fears about cholesterol. I reassured him that current research has shown that for most people, dietary cholesterol does not significantly impact blood cholesterol levels. So he began adding 2 boiled eggs to his light evening meal 3 to 4 times a week. After 6 weeks, Robert returned for a follow-up. His vision hadn't completely reversed, but it had stabilized, and most importantly, he felt better. He told me he could read his sheet music again without constantly blinking or adjusting the light. For him, this was more than a small victory. It was a feeling of hope. So if you are looking for something simple, affordable, and truly nourishing for your eyes, don't overlook the humble egg. It may not come in a bottle or with a prescription label, but that little yolk contains more healing power than most people realize. And in the next part, we will bring everything together into a clear, simple nighttime action plan that is easy to follow and even easier to stick with. Now you understand the truth. Simple, powerful foods are likely sitting in your kitchen right now, and if you eat them before bed, your body can use them to defend, protect, and even restore your vision while you sleep. But information alone cannot change your life. Action is what matters. So let's turn what you've just learned into a habit so easy you won't even have to think about it. Start by choosing just one of the 4 foods we've covered: carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, or eggs, and add it to your dinner tonight. I'm not talking about lunch or breakfast. I mean dinner, because that's when it matters most. If you're making a simple soup, you can blend in some steamed carrots or sautéed spinach. If you're baking chicken or fish, add a small sweet potato on the side. If you're not cooking at all, just boil a couple of eggs and keep them in the fridge for a quick and easy nighttime snack. You don't need to eat all 4 foods every single day. In fact, that's not the goal. The goal is consistency, not complexity. 2 or 3 servings of each food per week spread across your dinners is enough to make a real difference over time. Give your body the same input repeatedly, and it will know what to do with it. Your retina will begin to rebuild. Your lens will maintain its clarity. Longer inflammation will quiet down, and your nights will start to feel a little less foggy and a lot more hopeful. I always tell my patients, we aren't aiming for perfection. We are aiming for progress. And progress comes from taking simple steps and repeating them often. So before bed tonight, take 5 minutes to prepare something small and real. It's not a supplement or a miracle cure. It's just food. Real food that your body recognizes and your eyes desperately need. Because this is how you start to regain control. Not in a doctor's office, but in your own kitchen. And in our final part, I want to share one last message from the heart. A reminder that no matter where you are on this journey, there is still hope for your vision, and you are never walking this road alone. There's a subject we don't talk about enough as we get older. It's not just the aches, the medications, or the doctor's appointments. It's that quiet fear that whispers, maybe this is just how life is now. Maybe we'll never see the stars clearly again. Maybe we'll always need brighter lights just to read the mail. Maybe the faces we love will always seem blurred. But I want you to remember this: it is never too late to nourish your eyes. It is never too late to protect the vision you still have. And it is never too late to believe that change is possible, one small habit at a time. You don't need perfect genetics. You don't need expensive pills. You don't need to become a completely new person. You just need to start where you are with what you have, and give your body the tools it has been waiting for. Because your eyes are not just windows to the world. They are mirrors of your memories of your family, of every sunset and every face you have ever loved. You deserve to see those things clearly, not just in your mind, but with your own 2 eyes. So tonight, when you prepare your meal, know that you're not just feeding your body. You're giving your future self the gift of clarity. And if no one has told you this lately, I am proud of you for being here, for watching, for learning, and for caring about your health even when it feels difficult. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this video helped you even a little, I would be honored if you gave it a like. Share it with a loved one who may be quietly struggling with their sight. Leave a comment and tell me which food you'll try tonight. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We have more eye-opening health secrets coming soon. Until then, take care of your eyes because they still have so much left to see.